Disney's animated adaptation of the French classic Beauty and the Beast, which released in 1991, yes folks, more than 25 years ago, was considered a gift to the 90s kids who grew up embracing the classic along with their parents. And just as the so-called 90s kids enter into the borderline age of adulthood, perhaps even ready to raise their own kids, guess who's been cooking up yet another surprise for the 90s kids' kids? Disney has announced a live-action musical reboot of Beauty and the Beast, which is all set for release next year. Fans of all age groups who have been touched by the original 2D animated wonder are so looking forward to it with hope and excitement, while they silently and sincerely plead to Disney at the bottom of their hearts not to mess up, because not all adaptations, remakes, or reboots have been successful at the box office. In several cases, the trailers fueled fan anticipation and expectation for that matter, which simply did not seem appealing enough at the theater. Now, we don't mean to make you skeptical about the flick, as a matter of fact, we're looking forward to it too, and quite frankly, we couldn't help ourselves but to do more research and dig deeper to mine out every speck of facts related to the movie. Here are 24 interesting facts about Beauty and the Beast, which will hit theaters on March 17, 2017. Fact 1. The teaser trailer was deliberately designed to have identical shots from the original Beauty and the Beast 1991 film. Guess Disney's intention was to kindle a sense of nostalgia. Fact 2. Alan Menken, who scored Beauty and the Beast 1991, returns to score this live-action adaptation, which includes new recordings of the original songs in addition to new songs written by Menken and Tim Rice. Fact 3. Filming was completed by August 27, 2015, more than 18 months before the film's release. Fact 4. Ryan Gosling was offered the role of the Beast, but he turned it down to appear in La La Land instead. Coincidentally, Emma Watson turned down the lead female role in La La Land due to scheduling conflicts with this movie. Fact 5. Sir Ian McKellen, who plays the role of Cogsworth, originally turned down the same role for the 1991 flick. Fact 6. The trailer was viewed by 127.6 million people in 24 hours, making it the most viewed teaser trailer in history, beating the previous record held by Star Wars The Force Awakens and Captain America Civil War, which had achieved 88 and 61 million views each. Fact 7. Emma Watson developed a close relationship with screenwriter Stephen Chbosky while working on The Perks of Being a Wallflower. She brought him on board the film to work on the script. Fact 8. This movie is partly being filmed on land adjoining the classic English golf course at Berkhamsted Golf Club, also a prior location for the Harry Potter films and several others. Fact 9. Emma Watson and Emma Thompson previously worked together in the Harry Potter film series. Watson was Hermione Granger, and Thompson was Professor Trelawney. Fact 10. Bill Condon was chosen to direct Beauty and the Beast 2017 based solely on his previous work on Chicago and Dreamgirls. Fact 11. This is the fourth Disney live-action fairy tale-themed musical after Enchanted, Into the Woods, and Mary Poppins. However, this is the first Disney live-action adaptation of a previously animated film to be treated as a pure musical. Fact 12. Most of the characters in the remake are noticeably different in appearance than their 1991 counterparts. Lumiere is more of a hybrid between a human and a candelabra. Mrs. Potts' face is on one side of a teapot instead of at the spout. Gaston is less muscular. Lefau is a bit taller rather than being a dwarf. Maurice is also taller and much older looking, while the Beast has ram-like horns and his face slightly more human-like. Fact 13. Evan Spiliotopoulos contributed to the earlier draft of the screenplay before being replaced by Stephen Chbosky and Bill Condon. Although both Chbosky and Condon wrote a final draft of the script, the film contains a couple of elements found in Spiliotopoulos' original script. Thus, the Writers Guild of America decided to give the final credit of the screenplay to the three men. Fact 14. Ewan McGregor performed Lumiere's dances in motion capture. However, he was embarrassed at wearing the motion capture suit and couldn't dance properly unless he was completely alone with the filming crew. Fact 15. During the ballroom scene, Emma Watson had a hard time not looking at her feet because Dan Stevens was wearing steel-toed shoes and she was afraid he would step on her. Fact 16. Emma Watson and Luke Evans share the same birth date, April 15th, though Evans is 11 years older than Watson, born in 1979 and Watson in 1990. Fact 17. The song Gaston has new lyrics that were written by the late Howard Ashman but never made it into the final cut of the 1991 film. As a result, the song is slightly longer and is more mature themed, just like the 90s kids who are also well into the maturation trajectory. Fact 18. As in the original fairy tale, Belle's father in this film is caught by the Beast when he attempts to take a rose for his daughter, instead of the Beast accusing him of trespassing, as was the case in the 1991 film. Fact 19. This is the second live-action Disney film for Hetty Morahan after Alice Through the Looking Glass. Fact 20. In the film's official trailer, the Walt Disney Pictures logo features the Beast's castle in the middle of a dark snowstorm. Fact 21. When this film was first announced, there were rumors circulating that Hugh Jackman would play the role of Gaston, as Jackman originally played the Gaston role in the Australian live-action musical of Beauty and the Beast during the mid-1990s. However, nothing ever surfaced, and it's more than likely that Jackman was disconsidered because of his older age, although we all know that none could replicate the bestiality of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fact 22. Emma Watson came up with the idea to have her character wear boots in this film instead of black flats that Belle wore in the 1991 film. Watson claimed that because her character was going to be an inventor, the first thing that had to go were the flats. And unlike the film, Belle's hair is either in a messy bun or straight down instead of a ponytail, as well as wearing a few cloths on her blouse instead of an apron. Fact 23. This is the first live-action reboot of a Disney animated feature film to bring back the musical elements from the original. In the previous live-action reboots, songs from the original had been sung only in the credits as opposed to in the film itself. Fact 24. And lastly, this is the fourth live-action reboot of a Disney animated feature film. The previous three films being Maleficent in 2014, Cinderella in 2015, and The Jungle Book in 2016. In addition to being the first one that adapts a film from the Renaissance era that had no involvement from Walt Disney. What worries us while looking back at Disney's reboots of the recent past is that, well, Maleficent and Cinderella did not seem to meet fan expectations as far as the ratings are concerned. But we must not forget that setting high expectations often leads to disappointment. On the other hand, Disney is apparently on a rebooting spree as the studio has announced live-action reboots of a number of past flicks including Aladdin, Tinker, Snow White, and Mulan, just to name a few. And folks, at the time of publishing this video, the sets of Disney is up and running with the live-action reboot of The Lion King. Yes, you heard that right, The Lion King. We wonder how they would even pull this off. By using real lions? Sorry, but we have to go WTF with a sense of excitement running down our spine. Let's all hope for the best, and thank you for watching.